Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your reading for the week of January 17th. This week, we're just going to jump right in here, Aries, as always, and we are going to see what is going on for you. This is part one. There will be a part two down below in the it's actually linked up in the comments, I should say. But let's see here. You have this bull spirit card. It does say sacrifice on it, so there could be some sort of sacrifice you have to make. And you do have the Three of Swords showing up here as well. The Three of Swords, how crazy is this? Libra, right there. The Three of Swords doesn't really represent a sacrifice, but it could be a separation away from something that has been holding you back for a very long period of time. And it could also be like it's not a sacrifice, it's grief. But the grief that I'm feeling there on the Three of Swords is more just letting go of something that is familiar. And so a lot of you, this is a message that seems to be kind of repeating for you here, Aries, as well. So very interesting. But you have this bull spirit says sacrifice. So I do feel there is a sacrifice that you could be making at this time as well. Again, you have the Three of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups. It's like the Seven of Pentacles is the decision that the juice isn't worth the squeeze. Seven of Pentacles, he's looking at these pentacles on this card, and he's saying, is it worth it? Was it worth it for me to grow these pentacles? Is it worth it for me to put all this time, effort, and energy to get what I'm getting out of this or not? And it's interesting because, again, you have the Libra card here, which says balance, and you have the Justice card. Justice is very similar. Justice is cause and effect. It's like, if I put this much time, effort, and energy on this side of the scale, does it tilt in my favor or not? So, I feel in a lot of ways that you are looking at all situations in your life. I don't necessarily feel it's like fairness. I feel it's more, I think that's part of it, but I feel like it's more just you not wanting to waste your energy any longer. And I also feel that you just feel like you're spinning your tires in a certain area of your life. I really feel it's very general for you. I always feel this for you. For some of you, I feel like it's work. For others, I feel like it's a love situation. For some of you, it could be both situations where you just feel like you're spinning your tires. You just feel like it's like you're not gripping into something, or something isn't getting any traction, right? And that's why I'm seeing it in my head. And it's like you don't want to be, it's not really stuck because there's like movement, right? If you're like spinning your tires on ice, your tires are spinning, right? So it's like you're putting in work. You're probably getting something out of it, whatever you're doing. If it's work, maybe you're making money. Maybe it's okay. Same thing in love. It's like maybe you're putting energy in, but maybe it's just okay. Maybe it's just not very exciting. Maybe there just isn't anything more. It's like you have certain ideas of how things should go. Page of Cups. He is looking at that fish that's in the cup, and that fish could be something that he is just imagining. It might not even exist in real life. It might be part of his imagination. So for some of you, that's how I'm seeing this card, is that I feel like your ideas, your thoughts on how something should turn out it's just like the manifestation, or whatever you want to call it, seeing it in the real world, that just isn't exactly how you thought things would go. And I see this in, like I said, some spinning your tires type of situation where you just feel like you're maybe wasting your time. I also keep getting the word grip is popping into my head, but I feel like it's saying that, again, you're really trying to grip into something. I feel like you're looking for something where there's like an element of security where you can hold on to it, whether it's love, money, business, spirituality, whatever, it doesn't really matter. But I feel like that's what you are looking for. Again, in this row, you have the Libra card. It just says balance. You also have the Justice card in this row. Some of you could be dealing with a Libra. I call you Libra all the time, Aries. So, there you go. I feel like for some of you, this is more talking about you kind of like wanting to put energy into something and getting energy back. I do feel that this is tied to the sacrifice as well. I mean, I think the sacrifice is more, like I said, you're maybe leaving something that's more familiar. You're leaving something that and you're going to uncharted territory, is how I'm seeing this reading. And that can be a little bit scary. And there could be grief as well. It's like, sometimes I think we have situations in our life where it's like they're not terrible and we would be sad if we had to leave, but we also have to leave. We could have a job that's maybe okay, and maybe it's not terrible, and maybe we really love the people we work with. So it's like if we leave, we're going to be sad. Same thing with relationships. It's like you could be with a good person, but maybe it's just not right. Maybe there just is something that isn't right about it, and it's like sad because you have to leave, but at the same time, it's like maybe the right decision. You have the Ten of Wands, the Justice card, and the Page of Pentacles. I immediately heard in my head here with the Ten of Wands that this has to stop, this energy right here, the Ten of Wands. To me, it's popping into my head as overthinking a situation. Ten of Wands is carrying a burden. He's carrying those wands on his back, but I feel this is an overthinking situation where you kind of play out these stories in your head over and over and over again. Like if I leave, if I stay, what if I do this, what if I do that? And it's like time to, I almost feel like you've filtered out the information with the Libra card and this Justice card. There is some filtering that is going on here, and the Seven of Pentacles, by the way. Seven of Pentacles is a card of analysis. It's like, again, is the juice worth the squeeze? So it's like you've done some filtering in your mind, and now it's time to take action with this Justice card. For some of you, again, I do feel like this could be a Libra coming in for you. I'm getting a million things here, honestly, with the Justice card. Some of you I feel could be going through a divorce because Three of Swords to the Justice card to the Sun. That would actually be a positive outcome. You even have Three of Swords to the Nine of Wands to the Ten of Wands to the Nine of Wands in your top row. That would be more the kind of resistance to future relationships, because it's like Ten of Wands is the burden of loss, the burden of losing something that caused you grief, like a relationship. Nine of Wands is the boundaries that you're putting up in the future. So I would definitely be careful of that. I think that Justice is the answer right now. A lot of signs have been getting the Justice energy, and Justice is simply cause and effect. So it's like if you're worried in the future about getting into a new relationship or starting another business or whatever, Justice just says, try it a little bit. If the energy is returned, keep moving forward. It's like the universe really wants us to operate like that and wants us to at least put in the work, see what happens, and then move forward. If things work, keep moving forward. If things stop working, try something else. I know it sounds obvious, but trust me, like I lived in a stuck state for like a good majority of my life. Well, actually not really. It was like 3 years, but it felt like forever, right? I was just stuck. I wasn't even trying things. I was just freaking out all the time and all this other stuff, right? I know, probably hard to believe, but what I would say here is that it wasn't until I started trying things and like waiting for a result, seeing what happened, and then moving forward, that things started to move forward for me. You also have the Nine of Pentacles. It's like you're in a good place. I feel like you're maybe, again, maybe you're not maybe things aren't perfect, but I feel like you're in a much better place than you realize. Nine of Pentacles is a card of harvest and abundance. I do feel a lot of abundance coming in for you with this energy. I also feel that this has to do with your environment. You always get these cards that represent your environment. So clearly you are one of the signs that I feel like would benefit the most from having a positive environment, changing your surroundings, changing the things that are around you, even if you can't move or whatever. I always tell people, it's like, it might sound crazy, but it's like there have been times where like I've moved my bed in my bedroom, and I swear it could just be psychosomatic, but I swear I sleep better just moving my bed into a new location or something like that. So again, you never know with the Nine of Pentacles how changing your environment could make you more money, could make you more productive, could do anything. So I feel like that would be very good for you with this Nine of Pentacles energy. Next, you have this butterfly card. It says change for the better, and you also have this funnel card. It said period of frustration, lessons to be learned. But isn't it interesting that it's a funnel? It's like things go into a funnel, but they get more concentrated at the bottom of the funnel. Seven of Pentacles. It's like the same energy. I don't really feel frustration other than the fact that you could be leaving something that's familiar to you. I feel like this is more the funneling process, as in you're making things more concentrated in your life in a good way. I don't feel like that's a frustrating card at all for you. Maybe you have been frustrated, definitely 10 of Wands, right? You've been carrying burdens for a long time, but now I feel like you're kind of getting more concentrated. You have the Nine of Wands, the Hangman, and the Sun in this row. A lot of enlightenment. Again, you're not the only sign. Libra actually had the Hangman and the Sun as well in their reading. So Aries, I feel like the Sun is talking about enlightenment, especially with the hangman. He's hanging from the tree of wisdom. He's hanging and sacrificing the use of his arms and his legs so that he can gain enlightenment. That could be part of the sacrifice that you have made with this bull in the first row. It's like you have sacrificed the use of your arms and legs. You have sacrificed forward momentum or forward progress for the past few years. So I feel like maybe you feel like you've been spinning your tires for the past few years, and now it's like you're finally seeing why with the sun. And that's what I mean by things becoming more concentrated. It's almost like I see, like if you put something in a funnel, it's like you put a bunch in the top of the funnel, but it comes out in a thin line when it goes through the funnel. It's like that's a much more, it's like slower, but much more steady, much more focused energy. If you were to just take something like a bunch of flour or something that you were going to put in a funnel and you were just drop it on the table, it would just drop on the table. But again, in the funnel, it would kind of run out very steadily. So it's like a much more, I would call this a much more steady, much more solid energy that's coming in for you. I'm actually going to clarify this with an extra row right away because I want to see, okay, great, what's the point? That's the question we're going to ask the universe, right? You have the Queen of Cups here. Some of you could be about love. Like I said, I do feel some of you could be going through a situation in love, and you're kind of like, your ideas are changing around love is what's popping into my head. Maybe you had these ideas when you were younger, Page of Cups, about what love looks like and things like that. I actually don't think this is a bad thing. I feel like you're maybe being more open, honest, realistic about love, and it's not so much, I think some of you might still have this idea of romance, right? And it's not that you won't have it. I just think that you're just being more realistic for whatever reason. Yeah, you have the Magician. Everybody's been getting the Magician this week. So clearly there are new beginnings coming in for you. And I also feel like there could be that's like manifestation. You're manifesting things very quickly. And you have the Three of Wands. What are you waiting for? Three of Wands says you need to take a leap of faith towards something new. Again, you've been spinning, like I see you spinning your tires in one area of your life, love, business, whatever. And I feel like whatever that area of life is, the cards are saying it's time to try something new in that area of life. The Magician is pointing to this card right here. So we're just going to see what this is. This is the Gorilla Spirit, and it just says peace on the card. So I do feel like some of you, I feel like this is the state of mind that you want is peace, peacefulness. I feel like you want to live in peace, especially if you've been experiencing conflict or grief with like another person, for example. It's like you're hoping for things to be much more peaceful and easygoing. It's a very interesting reading. Again, I can't get away from the word concentrated as well. I wonder if you're kind of part of me feels like your solution, if you want, I don't think this is a bad reading, so I don't want this to sound like this is a bad reading, but part of me feels like your solution to the reading is to like concentrate your efforts. It's like if you put something in a funnel, you're like I said, you're concentrating it down. You're concentrating your efforts to a point. Justice is very similar. It's like says concentrate on what works. I always look at justice as like the 80-20 rule. 80%, we get 80% of our results from 20% of our work. And you're like the second sign that has had a message about this week. So, whenever I get repeating messages, I'm always like, it must be the solution to whatever the collective is going through. So I feel like focusing on what works at this time would be very beneficial. I also feel like, again, if you're spinning your tires, let's say you're spinning your tires on work. It's like, but it works. It kind of works. Maybe you have a business. Maybe you have a YouTube channel, right? We'll just use YouTube as an example since we're all here. But what I would say is, it's like maybe you have something that works, and it's like saying take what works and move it over here. Try something new. Try something different. I feel like I basically just say the same thing to you every single week, but just in a different way. And I don't know, maybe you need to hear it, Aries, but so I apologize for the repetitive message, but it is what it is. It's like clearly the universe wants to get this out. So there you go. Thank you for being here, Aries. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch part 2. It is linked up in the comments down below, so the top pinned comment. Also, thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. And definitely enjoy your week.